but you can see here that, like I said, we're about 38%. We've owned it for about 2 weeks, and we've been able to make it through most of the tenants, and we only have a handful of people really left that are behind. Out of 53 tenants, 15, 16, 17, 18, maybe, I don't know, 20 or 30 tenants left to go out of 53. So we're making good progress. It's a process. And like I was talking to Stacy earlier, I think this is the hardest part of the entire deal, is stabilizing the facility. Once it's stabilized, the LaPorte facility, we hardly ever get calls. It's full, the tenants pay. Many of the tenants are on auto pay. And so, we might have 1 or 2 that we got to chase down because they're late. But other than that, I mean, it's very turnkey. And once you have the processes in place and the marketing in place and the place is filled up and full, it's very easy to run. But stabilizing, that's the hard work that has to be done. Hopefully that's
awesome. Cool.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Paul. Okay, so really before we end, and just real fast, so kind of just give everybody like a synopsis of like your year in StorageNerds, so people can kind of have an idea like what happened over the past 1.5 years that you've been there.
Yeah, so like I said, I joined in November. I think I was one of the last people that joined when Stacy was still taking the calls directly, because Stacy actually called me directly, and we had a really great conversation. So I signed up in November, I think, of 2020. During 2020, I, like many residential real estate investors, I got a little spooked because of the eviction moratorium. And so I was just looking to diversify into storage. Storage is in high demand even today, and there's still not enough storage out there. So it's a great asset class to be part of. And so instead of teaching myself what I needed to know to be successful in storage, I decided that I wanted to, buy the education. And it's been a great experience with Stacy. My first deal that I got under contract, it was from a wholesaler, and it ended up falling through. And I think we may have had one other deal that fell through. Remember the Flint one? Stacy, you had brought us a Flint deal that we just couldn't get done.
Yeah.
And so, it can be frustrating, right? It can be frustrating. Stacy knows this, that if you're trying to find deals on your own, you're going to call potentially hundreds of owners, and a very small percentage of them are even going to be open to selling. And then even out of that small percentage of the ones that are open to selling, only a few of them you're going to be able to get a deal done. Maybe 1 or 2 that you're going to be able to get deal done. But, it is a numbers game. The more people you call, the more driving for storage you do, the more calls you make, the more owners you talk to, the more likely you're going to get a deal done. And so it just didn't quit. I've leveraged, you can see, everything that I've learned from Stacy. This website came from her marketing contact. We're working with StorageNerds. Jennifer, the storable contact that she gave us, we work directly with Jennifer. I've been able to collaborate with some of the other students to start new businesses. So it's just been it's been a super valuable experience over the past 1.5 years of being in that group. I went down to Georgia, and we had a chance to go driving for storage together. And then actually my partner lives in New York. And so my partner and I and our wives were able to go driving for storage with Stacy in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. So that was a great experience, and meeting the other students that were on the trip, and collaborating with them. So it's been a great experience, and I would encourage anybody. All of this you can learn on your own, but it just takes a lot of time. And if you're wanting to get this done fast and you want to move quickly, it's worth the money to invest to learn this from somebody that's doing it and has been very successful doing it.